Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay. Am I audible to you? Yes, Mahadevan, thank you. And the slides are visible? I don't know. Okay. Thank you very much for telling me that it is audible. Uh, I welcome you all for the 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Learn Easy Gita course. We are in the 11th chapter and in the Bhakti Yoga section, which is very, very important. And today we are going to see an amazing chapter. Why? Because some of the informations and some of the descriptions are very, very amazing in this chapter. So before entering into the 11th chapter, let us see what we saw in the 10th chapter. In the 10th chapter, we saw the opulence of the Supreme Lord, how great He is. So let us quickly see the overview of 10th chapter. So in the 10th chapter, we saw 4 sections. The source of everything, how Krishna is the source of everything. He is known yet unknown. Means we know about Krishna, but there are a lot of things unknown about Krishna, and that we saw in the opulence of Krishna, how he can be seen in different items in this material world. And then the essence of Bhagavad Gita, 4 verses, Chaturshloki Bhagavad Gita we saw, and then the Sambandha, Abhidaya and Prayojana processes were discussed. And then Arjuna started asking to Krishna, tell me more. Tell me some more about you. This is like, a greed. But this greed is the price for knowing more about Krishna. E dil mange more. We saw that caption. And then Arjuna's acceptance and Arjuna's references and Arjuna's eagerness, like after hearing the Chaturshloki Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna accepts that, oh Krishna, you are the Param Brahma, Param Dhamma, Pavitram, Paramam Bhavan, Purusham, Shashvatam, Divyam, Adi Devam, Ajam Vibhum. So he accepts that you are the supreme personality of Godhead, you are the original person, you are the source of everything. So Arjuna accepts, right? And Arjuna also gave reference to Asita, Devala, Vyasa, Narada, like great sages, they also accept that. So it is not that Arjuna just to flatter Krishna, he just praised him like this. It's not like that. It is accepted by other great sages also. And then seeing Krishna everywhere, this is a lot of verses 20 to 42. So about 23 verses are describing this opulence of Krishna. In that we saw some important points, like how Krishna is the Ganges in all the rivers, how he is lion in the animals, how he is moon in the stars, and various other things. We said that about 82 items are listed in the 10th chapter. And after saying all that, Krishna is saying that, what is that, Arjuna? These are all manifested in just a single fragment of my energy. So it is just a speck of my splendor. That's what Krishna uses, right? It's just a small fragmental portion of my complete energy. Then what is that full energy, right? Arjuna was very curious, and then he started asking Krishna to tell more, or he have a request, and that is what in the 11th chapter. So the 11th chapter is entitled Vishwarup. Excuse me. So in this Vishwarupa Darshan, we have 4 sections. Arjuna's request to Krishna and how he is requesting and what mood Arjuna is expressing to Krishna while requesting. So that is a lesson to learn how to request. So that is very, very nice. We will see that in that section. And then Krishna fulfills that request. He showed the universal form. And how was that universal form and other descriptions about the universal form we will see in this section. And then the prayers of Arjuna. After seeing the universal form, how Arjuna started praying. That is a little amazing part. And also he prayed various things in that. There are about 30 verses, 11:15 to 11:45. We will be seeing at least some 7-8 verses, very important, and which gives a summary of all the other verses also. So we'll be seeing those today. And then the fourth section is about the beautiful form of Krishna, which is two-armed form, which Arjuna again requests to Krishna, and then Krishna come back to that Saumya Rupam, the very beautiful form of Krishna, which Arjuna liked. So that is the fourth section. So quickly we will get into the first section. The first section is all about Arjuna's request. In the previous chapters, that is the 10th chapter, Arjuna saw or heard from Krishna about his opulence, how he is lying amongst the animals, how he is moon amongst the stars, how he is Ganges amongst the rivers. So like that, so many 82 items I said. So now after hearing that, Arjuna got a curiosity, right? And then out of that curiosity, Arjuna is asking this question, or he is requesting Krishna in this. It is not a question as such. Rather, we can say that it is a request. So there are three aspects we are going to see in this request. Arjuna's state of mind and request for the universal form, and how the Lord is completely independent. Right? We will see in that section. One name of the Lord is Swarat. So we will see that while seeing that aspect of this request. So let us start with the first verse of 11th chapter, where Arjuna is requesting Krishna. Arjuna uvacha madanugrahaya paramam guhyam adhyatma samgitam yatvayoktam vachastena mahoyam vigato mama. This is very beautiful. He is saying that mahoyam vigato mama. Let me read the translation. Arjuna said, by my hearing the instructions, you have kindly given me about these most confidential spiritual subjects. My illusions have now been dispelled. Right? This is a very beautiful statement by Arjuna. If we see in the second chapter, Arjuna said that I am overwhelmed by Maya. Karpanya doso bhata svabhava. I have lost my composure. I have lost my nature. So I am confused. I am illusioned. These are the words Arjuna used in the second chapter, 7th verse. Right? And after hearing the instructions of Krishna from the second chapter onwards until the 10th chapter, there are about 9 chapters in that. Here, Arjuna is making the statement, Mahoyam vigato mama. My illusion has now been dispelled. That is one great thing in hearing the instructions of Krishna. That is, our illusions are dispelled. Like we also hearing the instructions of Lord Krishna for the past few days, like 10 days continuously we have heard, and today is the 11th day. And many of our misconceptions and our illusions and misunderstandings about Bhagavad Gita or our life itself has been dispelled by hearing these instructions of Krishna. So here, if we follow the footsteps of Arjuna, we also will be overcoming our illusions, and that can be dispelled. So you are very, very fortunate to hear these instructions of Lord Krishna through this Learn Gita AC course. So we are continuously trying to give you in a much easier way so that you can take it up and apply it in your life. So Arjuna's state of mind is expressed in 3 points. One is that he's saying that the illusion is over, right? What is that? So earlier Arjuna was uh, considering Krishna as his friend, right? But after hearing the greatness of Krishna, Arjuna accepted Param Brahma. You are the supreme personality of Godhead. So, not a mere ordinary human being. So, that is the conclusion of Arjuna after hearing the instructions from Krishna. And then he understood that Krishna is the source of everything. He is the super soul, and Krishna is aloof from his creation. Although the creation is by Krishna, still he separately exists as a person, Krishna, right? So, whatever other misconceptions he had, or in terms we can say that what we had, that all being cleared until this. And then Arjuna accepted him as the supreme person by stating Param Brahma, Param Dhama, Pavitram Paramam Bhavan, Purusham Shashvatam Divyam Adi Devam Ajam Vibhum. That is why I said when yesterday that this is a very, very important verse in Bhagavad Gita, where after hearing it enough, it is not that Arjuna accepted it by blind faith. Oh, you have to accept that Krishna is the supreme person, whatever, so I accept that. No, it's not a blind faith. Arjuna asked enough questions to Krishna. Say, for example, in the 4th chapter, when Krishna said that, oh Arjuna, I instructed this Bhagavad Gita to the sun god Vivaswan. Imam Vivasvate Yogo Praktavan Hamavyayam. Vivaswan Manuve Praha Manu Ikshavaha Vepravit. I told this to Vivaswan long years ago. Then immediately Arjuna asked a question. Oh my dear Krishna, you and me are equals. That means born on the same time. Then how come is it possible for you to advise Vivaswan? I couldn't understand that. Please explain me. So he was very politely putting his doubts. So it is not that Krishna said, okay, I accept. No, he put questions, and we have seen a lot of questions being asked by Arjuna. And even when he was telling about the Ashtanga Yoga, he expressed it. Oh, Krishna, I feel this is very, very difficult for me. I can control the wind, I can control the storm. What you are explaining, this Ashtanga Yoga, seems very difficult for me. And Krishna accepted that, yes. And then Krishna said something else. And then Arjuna started following that. And then Krishna started instructing more and more. So it is not a blind faith. So we have to understand. We cannot blindly take it up. Okay, somebody is telling that I will accept Krishna as the supreme. But here Arjuna on our behalf have inquired enough. So we just follow the footsteps of Arjuna. So we said that we have to ensure that his questions are legitimate and they are answered enough. And so I also accept Krishna as the supreme personality, and my illusions get over. So we have to understand this is not a blind faith. So after hearing enough, he accepts Krishna as the supreme. So the acceptance have come, and by that way he is completely satisfied, right? So the life lesson here is that by 10th chapter Arjuna already surrendered. Are we still waiting for more? That's something else we want to hear, that we can surrender. So for such person, Arjuna is asking this question, or this request he is putting forward to Krishna. It is because already Arjuna is considered as the devotee by Krishna. Krishna himself said, Bhakto Sime Sakaseti. But why still Arjuna is asking this question, or why he is requesting this? So the reason is, for people like us who are yet to surrender to Krishna, even after hearing these 10 chapters of instructions, if we want even more, here are the things for us. So this is the 3rd verse of 11th chapter. Evam yeta teda tattvam atmanam parameshvara drashtum ichchami te rupam aishwaram purushottama. O greatest of all personalities, O supreme form, though I see you here before me in your actual position, as you have described yourself, I wish to see how you have entered into this cosmic manifestation. I want to see that form of yours. So here, Arjuna is expressing or manifesting a very wonderful or very important principle, which is humility. So, in that humility, here he glorified Krishna by properly understanding Krishna's greatness. So, that is very, very important. Here he is saying that, O Supreme Form, O greatest of all personalities, I see you here before me in your actual position. That means the two-handed form of Krishna is the actual position, and his greatness is that he is the supreme and he is the greatest, right? As you have described yourself. In the 10th chapter, Krishna described him how he entered into this material world and how he is the greatest of all things. So I want to see that form of yours. And Arjuna is very, very humbly requesting Krishna, right? If you see in the first chapter, right, uh, it was like instruction where Arjuna asked Krishna, Radham stapitam me achyuta. You please take my chariot and place it in front of both the armies, in between both armies. And Krishna, as an obedient servant, yes, boss. And then he just took the rath, placed it right in front of Bhishma and Drona. And the rest is the history. We are hearing it for the last 10 days. Right. So Arjuna displays his humility here. Right. But in the current scenario or in the present world, this humility is not advocated. Rather, people advocate pride. I know one of my friend, means devotee friend, who was studying his medical course in one of the private medical colleges, and as he is a ISKCON devotee who comes and participate very eagerly. In the same way, one day what he did, the housekeeping person was not there or something like that, and then some water spilled in the floor, and then he took the mop stick and then he wiped off the water in the classroom. That's what he did. Then the professor came there and then he said that you should not give up your status. You should call for the housekeeping person, then you should tell him to, we cannot come down to their position. So we are doctors, we have to keep up our status. Like that he was advising our devotee student. So we can understand what is being taught in our education nowadays. So this humility is a very, very important aspect that we have to develop in our life, very specifically in our spiritual life, right? But in the spiritual world, pride is a disease. Why? Pride means what? I am better than others, and how others are insignificant. So in this mood, what we will do, we will desperately look for fault in others. So we will start looking fault in other person, and then another person, then another person. Finally, what we will do, we will find fault in the Supreme Personality of God Himself. That is why it is called as disease, right? So in the spiritual world, humility is considered as a virtue, and it is the wealth of devotees. So, Srimati Kunti Devi, the mother of all the Pandavas, she is praying one beautiful prayer, Janmaishwarya Shruta Shribir Yedamana Madapuman, that you cannot be approached by people who are taking pride of their Janma, Aishwarya, Shruta, Shri. Janma means their birth, their wealth, their education, and their beauty. If somebody is taking pride of these things, then one cannot approach you. You are unapproachable by these kind of persons. So we have to give up pride and contemplate on the greatness of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And in that mood, humility will arise and we will make a place for the Lord in our heart. If the pride is there, we cannot make a suitable or a favorable place for the Lord to come and reside over there. So humility is one of the key to attract Lord in our heart. So the life lesson here is humility can melt and win others' hearts. Pride would keep challenging others. So we have to take up this specific life lesson in our life and apply it. Okay. The next life lesson is that one cannot order the Supreme Lord, but by surrender and devotion, one can evoke His mercy. And this way, the Supreme gives Himself. So, in reality, we cannot order the Supreme Lord. But if somebody surrender unto the Supreme Lord with all humility and understanding about the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then the Lord gives Himself, like Mother Yashoda. The Lord gives Himself and allowed Mother Yashoda to tie Krishna along with the wooden martyr. That was a beautiful pastime, right? So the Lord gives Himself to the devotee who has surrendered unto Him. So now the question may come, why Arjuna made this request? So our answer is twofold. One is to convince those who may not agree, who still consider him as an ordinary person. So Arjuna had faith, but still someone may not have faith Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They may still think that Krishna is looking like me. He is having two hands, I am having two hands. He is having a head, I am having a head. And he is having two legs, I am having two legs. And then I am the ruler of my family. And Krishna is little bigger. He is the ruler of Dwaraka. He is the king of Dwaraka. So, they may try to equate, oneself with the Supreme Lord. So, for such people who may not agree with the superiority or the supremacy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Arjuna is asking this question to convince them. Say, see, Krishna has this opulence, if at all. Because some people consider that I am God, you are God, everyone is God. There was one person working in a jewelry shop. It's a very famous jewelry shop in Chennai, Lalita Jewelry. He was working there, and one of our devotee friend also was working there. And one day he called us, Prabhu, could you please come to the shop? You speak with this person. And he's saying that he has understood that he is God. And he is still working as, an ordinary worker. Means the low rank worker, who like a salesman in the shop, who earn meager salary. And then he claims that, yes, I have understood, I am God. So why I am saying this is there are people, quite a considerable amount of people who think that I am God. And they will not agree that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They consider Krishna as an ordinary person. Or Krishna is equal to me. So to convince them, Arjuna is asking this question. And then if somebody is imposing like that, then Arjuna wants to set a benchmark. Okay, if somebody is claiming that I am the Supreme Personality of God or I am God, then the benchmark is that they have to show this universal form which Krishna could able to manifest to Arjuna. Right? So the life lesson here is that the universal form is the litmus test for those who claim to be God, either red or blue, it's pass or fail or what it is. So another life lesson here is that God will remain supreme eternally. We will remain insignificant eternally. Let us not try to become God. Let us become godly. That is very, very important. But let us not try to become God. Rather, we become godly. So that is much more greater position. If you see, the Lord was tied up by the devotee. So the devotee take an upper hand there. Right? So Arjuna ordered Krishna, okay, take my Rath and then keep it in front of both the armies. And then Krishna obediently did that. So the Lord is willing to give position higher than himself to the devotees. So instead of becoming God, let us become a devotee of God or devotee of Krishna. Right? So that is our original position, to be the servant of the Supreme Lord Krishna. So we cannot become God also. We can try, but we cannot become God. So we can try becoming godly, that is a devotee. That is possible. So we are entering into the second section of 11th chapter. In the first section we saw that Arjuna is making a request. And let us see what Krishna is doing. The 7th verse of 11th chapter. Ihaikastam jagat krishnam pashyadhya sacharacharam mama dehe gudakesha yachanyat drashtum ichasi. O Arjuna, whatever you wish to see, behold at once in this body of mine. This universal form can show you whatever you now desire to see and whatever you may want to see in the future. Everything moving and non-moving is here completely in one place. So here, after hearing the request of Arjuna, Krishna being very favorably inclined towards Arjuna, because Arjuna is his devotee, and here he is requesting humbly. So Krishna is showing his universal form. And not only that, whatever Arjuna would like to see in the future also. Now we want to see only these opulences which he mentioned in the 10th chapter. That's what he asked, that you describe yourself, in this way. And then please show me that form. That's what Arjuna's request. But here Krishna is saying that whatever you desire to see, and even in the future what you may like to see, maybe Krishna would have thought that, okay, if I show these only items, what I have described in the 10th chapter, then Arjuna may ask something else to see. So let me show him. He is because he is liking his devotee. So he is voluntarily coming up and showing much more than what he asked for. So in the future, whatever you like to see, all those things I will show you now. Right? And one thing included in that is that what will be the result of this war. So Krishna will be showing that also. Let us see in the future verses. So here, Krishna was very magnanimous to his devotee Arjuna, and by seeing his humble request, he came forward to show even more than what he asked for, requested for. So we will be seeing that in 4 aspects: manifest and unmanifest, see only by Krishna's mercy, Arjuna's unique position, and Krishna reservoir of all relationships. Right? So this Virat Rupa is not the eternal form of the Lord. Sometimes it manifests and unmanifest. Like whenever the devotee is asked for seeing that, then the Lord manifests that form and then he can unmanifest it. Like this universe is created and it is annihilated. Budva Budva Praliyate, we saw in one of the verse day before yesterday. So like that, Krishna manifested this universal form, and he unmanifested also on the request of Arjuna again. Right? So let us see in different verses. This just we have seen. The universal form is visible and invisible, just like the universe is created and destroyed. To understand in this, that this form is not existing in the spiritual world. Okay. And how we can see that form of Lord Krishna? Only by his mercy. So Krishna is empowering Arjuna. Right? He says that I will give you a divine eyes, because this is generally seen by the Devatas. So to see that, one needs a divine eyes. So Arjuna is given that particular type of eyes to see this Virat Roop. because Arjuna has transcendental eyes by which he can see the two-handed form of Arjuna. Krishna's, I'm sorry. He can see the two-handed form of Krishna. But he has to come down now to the level of Devata to see this Virat form. Because the Devatas generally see this Virat root. We can see in the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam where this universe was burdened by the demons. So the Devatas along with Mother Earth, along with the Brahma, go to the shore of the milk ocean, and then they glorify the Lord with the Purusha Shukta. I will just tell one or two lines of that. Sahasrasirsha Purusha Sahasrakshat Sahasravad. So it says that Om Sahasra Shirsha. Sahasra means thousand, thousands and thousands of Shira means the heads are there. And then thousands and thousands of legs, thousands and thousands of arms, thousands and thousands of eyes. So that's what that line means. So that is the form which, they glorify the Lord when they are just standing in the milk ocean and then, praying to the Lord for the Lord to appear so that they can tell their problem and the Lord can give a solution. Right? So that's what it happens over there. Of course, the Lord come in the meditation of Brahma, and then he instructs, okay, now I will come in the Vrishni Kula, the dynasty of the Vrishni dynasty, and let the Devatas can go and take birth in that Vrishni dynasty. So that is there in the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. So why I said that? The Lord's form one can see only when the Lord shows mercy. So even for the Devatas, if they want to see, if you see in this 10th canto Srimad Bhagavatam, the Devatas, they will not see the form of the Lord. They only hear the message, and that also only heard by Brahma, and then Brahma instructed the Devatas. Right? So here Arjuna is given the divine eyes by Krishna. So only when Krishna's mercy is there, then we can see Krishna. So somebody was asking a question one day. So can I see Krishna? Why are not we seeing Krishna? So we need to attract the mercy of Krishna, then we can see Krishna. So for that we can do our duties of the soul, which is chanting the holy name, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, let's move ahead. So the life, so the life lesson here is give up the tendency of competing with Krishna and trying to become controller, proprietor. Follow in the footsteps of Arjuna, and we will see the mercy flow automatically. So if at all we want to have the darshan of the Lord, we should not try to endeavor by our own shakti. Rather, we accept our insignificant position and then follow the footsteps of Arjuna. We request, oh my dear Lord, please be merciful on me. And then the mercy flow automatically. Krishna says, how you are approaching me, in the same way I will reciprocate. So if we approach with pride, then we cannot approach the Supreme Lord. He is far, far to approach. But if we approach with humility and devotion, love, then the mercy flow automatically. So Krishna is the reservoir of all relationships. This is a beautiful verse here. Tata sa vismaya vishto hristaroma dhananjaya pranamya sirasa devam kritanjalir abhashata. Then, bewildered and astonished, his hair standing on end, Arjuna bowed his head to offer obeisances and with folded hands began to pray to the Supreme Lord. You see here, in the first chapter, the relationship between Krishna and Arjuna is friendship. Oh my dear Krishna, take the chariot in the mid of the army. And then in the second chapter, the relationship changed to Guru and disciple. Right? In the 10th chapter, Arjuna accepted Param Brahma, Param Dhamma. So you are the supreme personality of Godhead. And then in the 11th chapter, he is amazed to see the beautiful and what's that? He couldn't comprehend what it is. And such a amazing, wonderful what we can say, he couldn't explain it in words. Now we will see in the future verses how he is struggling to get words over there. So now the relationship is further changing. So whatever way one approach the Supreme Lord, the Lord reciprocates. Krishna said in the 4th chapter, as I said earlier, Etamam prapatite, how you approach. Like Kamsa always see Krishna as death personified. From the time he heard that prophecy, that the 8th child of your sister Devaki will kill you, that time onwards, he was like, thinking about, Krishna, but as death personified. So the Lord exhibited that quality. So he killed Kamsa. Okay, the life lesson here is, in material world, all relationship disappoints. In spiritual world, all relationships are perfect. Why? Because we deal with imperfect people here and perfect people there. In this material world, we deal with all imperfect people, right? So the only perfect people whom we can see are the pure devotees of the Lord, because they are in complete touch, in sync with the Supreme Lord. So they are also perfect. Okay. Then the prayers of Arjuna. So now we saw the request and then how Krishna reciprocated. Now let us see what Arjuna is praying after seeing that form of the Lord. So in 3 sections we are seeing that Arjuna's amazement, Krishna's instructions, and Arjuna's prayers. Right? So we have some 5-6 verses. So we will be reading the translation of those verses because they are a little bigger verse. So for time reasons, we have put it only the translation. So the 15th verse, Arjuna said, "My dear Lord Krishna, I see assembled in your body all the demigods and various other living entities. I see Brahma sitting on the lotus flower, as well as Lord Shiva and all the sages and divine serpents." So now this is first description of Arjuna, what he is seeing. So it is not something in his what we can say mind. He is not speculating in his mind, but rather Arjuna is seeing in front of his eyes. He is seeing, and he is saying that I see assembled in your body all the demigods. See, in the last chapter we saw Krishna is saying that Aham Adir Hi Devanam. I am the source of all the devatas and the sages. And Arjuna is literally seeing that here. What he says that I am seeing Brahma sitting on the lotus flower, I am seeing Lord Shiva, I am seeing all the sages, I am seeing the divine serpents, everything I am seeing. So it is the top to bottom vision of Arjuna about the Supreme Lord. What he heard there, he is seeing there. So it was not that something Krishna bragged, that something he is not having, he just self-glorified himself. No, it is a fact what he mentioned in the previous chapter, and now Arjuna is seeing that in this chapter. And the next verse, 16th verse. O Lord of the universe, O universal form, I see in your body many, many arms, bellies, mouths, and eyes, expanded everywhere without limit. I see in you no end, no middle, and no beginning. So, see, this is the amazing thing. It is not that like in the cinematic scenes, right? They say called what they say that cinematization. That to improve the attraction of the audience, they just add some masala. It is not like that. So here we can see Arjuna is there, Krishna is there. They both are there in the battlefield still, but still all around him, Arjuna is seeing only this Virata. extending everywhere. He couldn't see where it is beginning and where it is ending, right? So that is the amazement of Arjuna. It is not like suddenly Krishna disappeared and then this universal form manifested. No, Krishna as the personality is standing there, right? So he's saying that you see this, you see, oh Arjuna, see, whatever you want to see, you see here. And after seeing that, Arjuna is now talking to that form of Krishna which he had seen, or who is manifesting these all forms. So both are existing simultaneously. And then verse number 19, you are without origin, middle or end. Again the same point. Your glory is unlimited. So you are unlimitedly glorious. You have numberless arms. And the sun and the moon are your eyes. One eye is the moon and one eye is the sun. If you see, the sun is very close to you and then you are seeing. Right? That's it. You cannot see anything. Like you have to be like this. So dazzling. So then this Virat Rupa is so dazzling that sun is one of the eyes of the Supreme Lord. Right? I see you with blazing fire coming forth from your mouth. Not only with the sun, and there are mouths which are put forth in fire. You can see in the right picture. One of the mouth is putting out fire, and then burning this entire universe by your own radiance. Your radiance is also so brilliant. See, unlike that, Arjuna is finding it difficult, hard to see that eyes. But we have read already that Arjuna had the divine eyes to see these things all. Right? So, Arjuna is very, very fortunate. So, the next verse, verse number 20. Although you are one, that means you are standing in front of me, you spread throughout the sky and the planets and all space between. Everywhere you have spread yourself. Oh great one, seeing this wondrous and terrible form, all the planetary systems are perturbed. They are all really literally shaken. What a wonderful form. Amazing, amazing, amazing. He is still amazed. Right? Okay. You are spread in all the 10 directions. Right? They say the 10 directions, north, east, west, south, and northeast, northwest, southeast, and southwest, and then top and then bottom, up and down. So in all the 10 directions, or in our modern term they say 360. That is but only like this or like this, but this is in a spherical all directions. Okay, Arjuna's amazement continuing. Verse number 21. All the host of demigods are surrendering before you and entering into you, some of them very much afraid or offering praise with folded hands. Host of great sages and perfected beings, crying, all peace, are praying to you by singing the Vedic hymns. Right? So, this vision inspires a little bit of fear also. But out of fears, we submit ourselves. We become, we understand ourselves as a subordinate. So let us quickly put it into summary what we have seen. We have seen the top to bottom vision, 11:15, and he is a person standing in front of me, but also limitless with the glowing effulgence, sun and the moon as the eyes, as a personal form, and he has unlimited opulences. All the sages, Shiva, Brahma, they are all there and spread across the planetary system, means filling the whole of the universe. And this form or this vision inspires fear and also subordination. And the life lesson here is, in Lord's universal, anything amazing, appreciate it. Not only because it is amazing, but more importantly, even that is included form. So there is a form for the Supreme Lord. Appreciate that form of the Lord. So Krishna's further instructions regarding that is, Krishna is saying that time I am the great destroyer of the worlds. Right? Like the saw which cuts the wood. Right? It keeps moving like this, and in every move it cuts the wood. truck, truck, and then finally, it cuts down it completely. Like that, every creation in this material world, like we say the other day, bhutva bhutva praliyate, and it is helplessly created and annihilated again and again, right? So we have to understand that time is Krishna. Time I am, kalos aham. Krishna is saying in this chapter. So we have to carefully utilize this time, right? So there are future verses which we will be seeing continuously. The prediction and what Krishna is asking Arjuna to be. Krishna is asking Arjuna to be an instrument in his hand, right? So what is Krishna's instruction? Tasmatvam uttishta yasho labasva jitva shatrun bhungsva rajyam samritam mayaivaite nihatha purvameva nimita matram bhavasavya sachin. This very famous line, nimitta matram bhavasavya sachin. You become an instrument. A translation, therefore, get up, prepare to fight and win glory, conquer your enemies and enjoy a flourishing kingdom. They are already put to death by my arrangement. And you, O Sabyasachi, the meaning of Sabyasachi is that one who can do an activity in the same way, same speed in both the hands. Like if you ask me to write in the right hand, I will write fast. But if you ask me to write in the left hand, then I will draw some maps. I cannot do it with the same speed like I do in the right hand. Generally, that is the case for most of us. But there are some people who can do an activity in the same speed and the same way in both hands. So Arjuna is capable of doing archery in both hands. Like he can use the left hand to shoot arrows, and he can do it in the right hand also. So that is one of the ability of Arjuna. So he is called a Sabya Sachin. So here Arjuna is asked by Krishna to become an instrument, nimitta matram, just become an instrument, right? So what we have to understand, Krishna wants the devotee to take credit. See, Krishna could have annihilated all the people single-handedly. That is, he had all the energies, but Krishna wants to give the credit to his devotees. To give another example, Hanuman, when he wanted to cross the Indian Ocean to reach Lanka, he just stated, Jai Shri Ram, and then he crossed from this side to the other side. By the time he finishes saying Shri Ram, when he says that he is landing over there, the other side. But when Lord Ramachandra came, then all the Vanaras has to make a what is that? A bridge, a stone bridge, and then the Lord walked over that. See, so the devotees are glorified. The Lord wants that, right? So many times we can see the Lord takes a humble position just to make his devotees glorified. His devotees' glories to spread all over the world, right? So this world provides an opportunity for the conditioned souls to go back home. And how we can do that? Just by becoming an instrument and a part of the Supreme Lord's plan. Then we will become fearless, satisfied, and blissful. Right? But atheists and foolish people, they are sometimes unaware, and many times they don't accept even if they come to know about it. Right? So that is very, very unfortunate situation. If we cooperate with the Lord to be with his plan and operate on behalf of the Supreme Lord, then he will take care of everything for us. He takes the responsibility. Like the Pandavas, they were protected completely by the Lord and they become victorious. The Lord took the responsibility because the Pandavas surrendered to the Supreme Lord. Although Krishna said that I will not fight. And I am one side and my army is the other side. They are not asking for the army, they ask for Krishna. Krishna is enough for us. So if we surrender to Krishna and his plan is our plan, if we become like that, then the Lord take complete responsibility. Right? So the Lord is the predominator and we are predominated. So Lord's plan and the devotee's plan are non-different. So we can follow the instructions of the pure devotees of the Lord. By that way, we understand the Lord's plan in that. Okay. So the life lesson here is, so we have our plans, Lord has his plans. If they match, then we succeed. So this place is called Kunta, full of miseries and full of anxieties of future, past and present. And that is natural in this world. Like a child, if it is left alone at a busy place, it comes under great anxiety that it will be fearful. Oh, the cars are moving like that, so many people going here and there, and then it will just look what is happening. But if the father is holding the hand of the baby, right, and the baby will be very joyful, and she will not be under any anxiety because she is very well aware that okay, now my father is holding my hand, so I have no need to worry, right? So in the same way, if we give ourselves in the hands of the Supreme Lord, then we are anxiety free, we become fearless, and success is assured for us. Another life lesson said we are all on reverse timer. Be alert and wise. We don't have much time left. Our timer is already on, it is ticking. So let us invest our time and energy in understanding more and more about Krishna and act according to his instructions given in Bhagavad Gita. Right? So Arjuna's prayers. So this is another important thing in this topic. Now there is a change of mood in Arjuna. Earlier he became the disciple, Sishyasteham sadimam tvam prapanam, and then he appreciated the Lord. You are the supreme Lord, he said. And now after seeing the Virat Rupa, now he became perturbed. He became little uncomfortable. So what Arjuna is saying, let us see in this verse. Pitasi lokasya characharasya tvamasya pudyascha gurur gariyan natvat samosti abhyadika kutonyo lokatrayepi apratim prabhava. The meaning, you are the father of this complete cosmic manifestation of the moving and the non-moving. You are its worshipable chief, the supreme spiritual master. No one is greater than you, nor can anyone be one with uh, sorry, can be one with you means same, equal with you. How then could there be anyone greater than you within the three worlds? O Lord of immeasurable power. So Krishna is all perfect. So that is what it is mentioned here. So we have to see how Arjuna is praying to the Supreme Lord. So you are the worshipable chief. You are the real spiritual master. No one is greater than you. How can be someone can be even equal to you? No one is equal and no one is greater than you. That is why Krishna is having a name called Asamurdhava. Asama Urdhva. Sama means equal, Urdhva means above. See, our tilak is called Urdhva Pundra. So the Pundra are the tilak which goes upwards or above. Right? Our lines are going above, it is called Urdhva Pundra. So Urdhva means above. So Sama and Urdhva means equal and above. A means no. No one is equal or above you. That is the meaning of Krishna's another name, Asamurdhva. Right? So Arjuna's further prayers. Arjuna Vacha Drishtvetam manusham rupam tava saumyam janardana idanim asmi samvritta sachetha prakritim gata. When Arjuna thus saw Krishna in his original form, he said, "Oh Janardana, seeing this human-like form, so very beautiful, I am now composed in mind and I am restored in my original nature." Right? So actually what happened is that Arjuna became very perturbed and then he fall down and he offered obeisances. We saw that. So that itself is a change of relationship. He became very afraid and then, oh, I thought you are my friend and then I have done so many things with you. We have eaten in the same plate. We have slept in the same mat and then we have strolled on the grass a lot. And then we have roamed around here and there, and then I have called you, oh Keshava, oh Madhava, Yadava, as like a normal person. I have behaved with you. And then now, Arjuna became a little perturbed by that. So the relationship is changed over here. He is completely become so afflicted with the servitude or is in significant position, right? So then again, Arjuna asked Krishna, please show me your Saumya Rupam, that is two-handed form. So when Arjuna asked that, Krishna became the four-handed form and then again he came to the two-handed form. So that is there in some verses of Bhagavad Gita, means in this chapter. And then in the 51st verse, after seeing that two-handed form, Arjuna is saying that when Arjuna thus saw Krishna in his original form, Saumyam, Manusham Rupam, Tava Saumyam Janardana, right? Seeing this human-like form, so very beautiful. Idanim asmi samvritta. I am now composed in my mind. All my anxiety and all my perturbed nature, all is gone now. I am become a little peaceful, calm, and quiet. I am composed and I am restored in my original nature, right? So Arjuna became normal, as like the friend of Krishna. He has become like that. He has become a little cool now. Because after seeing the universal form, he was a little, kind of disturbed. After seeing, oh, this person I saw, he is ordinary person, he is my friend like that, but he is so great. And he was thinking, oh, why Krishna, you haven't told me all these things earlier? I would have, kept a reverent distance with you. So now Arjuna is composed. He himself is saying that. So there are different forms of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and every form has different qualities being manifested in it. To give an example for you, the next slide is what you're seeing here. Different moons. This is waxing moon, and then you can see the waning moon. But the center one is the Purnami, the full moon. So whether these are different moons or the same moon, right? I will enable the chat. You can type it. Whether all these things are same moon or different moon. You can please type. Yes, same moon on different forms. Wow, good answer. Same moon, same. It is the same moon, yes. Very good. B.N. Sharma, Gayatri, Veni Prasad. The name is going fast. Jagannath Rao Koturi. Devanai. Okay. Smita. Sao. Recevi. Haranarayana Swapnisha. Ashok Kumar, Lokarajan, Seema, Shruti, Asta, Pulkit, Manoj Kumar. Okay, everyone given the right answer. Yes, it is the same moon, but it is manifesting different form and different qualities. Right? So, in the same way, the Lord is most complete as Krishna, in which he exhibited all the qualities 100%. Right? In other forms, which are the same Supreme Lord, like Varaha, Vamana, Nrsimha, Rama, Parasurama, and all, they manifest fewer qualities, but they possess all the qualities, but they manifest only a little bit. Like the waxing and the waning moons exhibit little different levels of moon. So in the same way, the Lord exhibit varieties of qualities in different forms. So, but they are all the same Supreme Personality of God. But Krishna is considered as the source of everything because he manifests completely all the qualities. In that aspect, he is the source of all the other avatars. And that is why Krishna's pastimes are very sweet. And Krishna has very wonderful pastimes. His Balya Leela is so nectarian, and his Kaishora Leela, that is even more nectarian with gopis and little gopas. And then in Dwaraka, his Leelas are very wonderful, and in Mathura, very sweet pastimes. So everywhere his pastimes are so sweet, and the devotees also glorifying that like anything. Like I said, the other verse, other song, Mathurastakam, right? Adaram Maduram, Madanam Maduram, Nayanam Maduram, Hasitam Maduram, Galitam Maduram, Vadanam Maduram, Maduradhipater, Akilam Maduram. There are 8 stanzas like this. I am just saying only one verse, and here and there. I was not telling even the whole verse. Like it appreciates everything in Krishna is Mathuram, so nectarian, so sweet, and that is the original form of Krishna. What is that? The human-like two-handed form, the most beautiful Saumya Rupa, and that is very difficult to see. And the essence of Bhagavad Gita is given in the last verse of this chapter. Let us get into that. Matkarma krinmat paramo mad bhakta sangavarjita nirvaira sarvabhuteshu yasamamiti pandava. My dear Arjuna, he who engages in my pure devotional service, free from the contaminations of fruitive activities and mental speculation, he who works for me, who makes me the supreme goal of his life, and who is friendly to every living being, he certainly comes to me. So here, Krishna is saying that what are all the qualities he expects in his devotee, right? He is talking about the pure devotee, 24 karat gold, not less, right? And what he expects from them, they should be free from contamination of fruitive activities, expecting some result out of one's activities. And he don't want mental speculation from his devotees. And the devotee should work for Krishna, not for his own satisfaction. And he makes me, that means Krishna, as a supreme goal of his life, and who is friendly to all living beings. He certainly comes to me. So that is the quality Krishna expected in his devotee. So the life lesson here is, just like one relishes the company of a dear friend more than his exhibition of opulence, similarly Lord's personal dealings are way sweeter than his Aishwarya. Like if we are very friendly with a person, I can give you an example. I don't know how authentic this is, but it was said that Bill Gates, he wanted to have a real friendship with somebody. So what he did, he went in a disguise that no one can identify him as Bill Gates, right? So he found a person and then he developed friendship with him. Then he revealed that I like that friend because he is seeing me as a friend. He's not looking at my money. Many of the relationship I have is based on my money. They love my money. But one who loves my me is a real friend of mine and he is that person, he expressed that. So the same way, the love of a person to another person, that personal relationship is very, very important, rather than the relationship based on the wealth. Oh, he has so much money, okay, let me be with him. And then once the wealth is gone, then we will be, coming out from him. So that should not be the case. Whatever the way of the situation in the life may be, one likes that person if they have a personal dealing. So that personal relationship is very, very important. So rather than this opulence of Krishna, which Krishna exhibited here, or which he explained in the 10th chapter, the personal relationship with Krishna is very, very important, and it is very relishing also, right? So with this we come to the end of this 11th chapter. We had 4 sections, and in that the first section gives the request of Arjuna, and then the second section gives the universal form shown by Krishna, and how Arjuna is amazed, and then how he started praying to Krishna. And then the fourth section is the two-armed form of Krishna, and how that was so beautiful, and how one become a devotee of Krishna, and what is expected from them. That is the last verse we saw. Okay. So with that we come to an end of today's session, and I stop the sharing, and also I will open up. Oh my God, today I haven't opened my video at all. Let me do it now at least. That is it. Oh, I know why I did that. Some or the other. Okay, I want to see. Is there anyone having a question? You can raise your hand. Have I did that? Unmute yourself. Yes. Anyone having a question? You can type in the chat also. Yes, Diksha Mataji have a question. You can unmute yourself and you can ask the question.
Guruji, can we do Japamala when we have, matlab, girls have periods like menses?
Yes, you can.
Okay, Guruji. So today is a very like a great day, like what it is called as Ekadashi. So I just started like so I just properly
Day.
started my japas.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
good news.
I cannot hear you.
That is a good
So
news.
yeah, and I felt also very good from. Yeah, Guruji.
Uh-huh.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Aruna Nangre. So you have a question?
Yes, Hare Krishna Guruji.
Hare Krishna.
I had a question that when Krishna showed his Virat roop to Arjuna, were everybody present there in that war could see the Virat roop, or only Arjuna could see? And can did Sanjay also saw that and explained it to? Uh, mm,
Yes.
yeah.
There are 1 or 2 verses in the 11th chapter itself where Sanjay also tells that. Sanjay tells in such a way that Arjuna is seeing this. So, in the same way that he also should have seen it, otherwise, he cannot tell about it. So, Sanjay also saw that because that is the mercy of Vyasadeva who gave him that divine eyes.
Okay.
Who is
Okay,
a,
so even Bhagavad Gita, everyone could hear in the war field.
no, no,
What? No.
not everyone.
And Sanjay also said the translation of whatever Gita God said. So did he hear that? And
That is why
he,
you could repeat it. That is why in the initial period, if you see, It is saying Sanjaya Uvacha, and then Sanjaya will start telling about what happened in the battlefield or what is happening in the battlefield. So that is being narrated by Sanjaya in overall as a conversation between Arjuna and Krishna.
Yes.
Okay, Guruji, thank you.
Yeah, is that okay? You got the point? Sanjay also hear it.
Yes, yes, thank you, Guruji.
Okay, okay, great.
Yes. Hare Krishna.
Okay, next is Aravindakshan V. I'll come one after another. I have here Harinarayanan and Raja and Aruna Nangre has his hands.
फोटो भेजा था हमने
हरे कृष्ण
मनीष को बोला था, मनीष बोले अपन देख नहीं सकते बोले।
Ask your question.
हरे कृष्ण स्वामी जी.
Hare Krishna.
We say that Krishna is an avatar of Mahavishnu. So I'm little confused whether Krishna is supreme or Mahavishnu is supreme, because I know that Mahavishnu had 10 main avatars and so many small avatars, and Krishna is one of them.
Okay.
So a little confused about it, please.
Okay, no need to get confused about it. I will clarify it to you now. I will give you with the example. Say for example, we have US embassy in India, right?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, and even when the president comes and the information or all those things comes through the embassy.
Agree.
So, but it is not that the US president is coming here because of the embassy or from the embassy. But when he comes down from his place to our place, he comes through the embassy. So, in that way, Mahavishnu is the embassy of Lord, and whatever avatar he takes, he comes through that Mahavishnu. So many time we can see that people look up to Mahavishnu and they will not see further beyond that. But it does not make a wrong sense also, because in that perception it shows that way only. But there are little higher truths also where one can see, even we can see many acharyas are glorifying the wonderful or sweetness of Krishna, and Krishna's pastimes are the most described and most sung and heard in many places. And specifically his Balya Leela, his Rasa Leela, there's a completely amazing. So in that sense, Krishna manifests all the wonderful qualities completely, and so he is like the full moon.
One more question. We talk about demigods. Actually, see, I'm an Ayyappa devotee. I go to Sabarimala every year.
Okay.
But demigods means what, actually? Devatas or whatever you call it.
I will tell you the Sanskrit word. The Sanskrit equivalent is Devata.
Okay.
Right? There are 30 crore Devatas in our Dharma.
Mupattu Mukodi.
Yes, you're right. But the Lord is only one.
Okay.
So the Supreme Lord is being described here in Bhagavad Gita, and the remaining others are Devata. The equivalent English word for their description is demigod, because we have this concept. If we don't say that as God, then people will find it difficult to understand. So people use the word demigod. That means they have some power. It is not that they don't have power, but that is demi. Demi means it depends on the power or the whatever is given by the Supreme Lord. So they are the officials appointed by the king for taking care of different activities in this universe.
Oh,
So that is
okay.
to understand. Is that okay?
So there is nothing wrong in praying demigods also.
That nothing wrong, but only one thing we have to understand, that we should not pray to the Devata as they are the Supreme Lord.
Okay.
have the understanding that they are Devata, and then we can pray for whatever is there.
Okay. Okay, Swamiji. Thank you.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Yes, now Hari Narayan Pati.
Yes, Hare Krishna. I have one question.
Please.
That somebody are telling that Lord in Bhagavatam, Sri Shivji is the Param Vaishnav. He designated as Param Vaishnav in Bhagavatam. But ISKCON people are telling that Shivji also is demigod. Some telling, and some are telling that he is just Param Vaishnav means he is the supreme of that Vaishnav. So there is no difference between that Vaishnav. So we can puja, perform puja of him. There is no by doing puja, worshipping means by worshipping Shivji. So we can please also Krishna because he is a Param Vaishnav.
Yes.
So what is your opinion? Hare Krishna.
Okay, again the same answer. We can worship Lord Shiva, but with the understanding he is a Param Vaishnava. Right? So we cannot worship him as he is the Supreme Lord. Because
Okay, Param Vaishnava, yes, yes.
he himself don't like.
Just like we do worship puja Guru Prabhupada worshipping. So similarly, he is a Vaishnava, so we can worship him. There is no, I think, there is no harm in it.
Yes, there is no harm in it. But generally, our acharyas say that we don't do that openly because people get confused because already a lot of misconception is there, and they may take it in a different way. But as per Shastras, Bhagavatam says that Vaishnavanam yata sambho, and also it is said that it is good to worship the devotees of the Lord. So in that sense, if you understand that I worship my spiritual master, understanding that he is a great devotee of the Lord. So in the same way, if somebody can worship Shiva as a great devotee, that's fine, perfect.
So another question is that we see in different parts of India, people are Tirupati Balaji and some are Dwarikadhish, and so in that some in Ranichodra in Gujarat. So these are the forms of Krishna. So are they same, or can we worship them? Means can we get the same result? Vithalnath in the Maharashtra also Vithalnath. There is no difference between Krishna and he is the Rukmini. Vithal Rukmini means it is a very popular name. And so what I ask is that do we get the same result?
Okay. Yes and no. I will explain you what it is. Same result in general is that if you worship the Supreme Lord, one will get liberated and get into the spiritual world. So yes, that is the answer. Yes, same result. But every form of the Lord, as I said earlier, the different form has different qualities manifested, and the devotees get attracted to that particular quality, right? And so one may get such loka in the spiritual world, but one same thing for everyone is that everyone is equally satisfied. Although they worship different form of the Lord and gain different position in the service of the Lord, but they are equally satisfied. So in that sense, yes, they all get the same satisfaction and the bliss, happiness in the service of the Lord. Is that okay?
Okay. Hare Krishna.
Yes. Yes, Asta Mataji, your question.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna.
Guruji, please tell me the difference between ego and self-respect. Because it's easy to differentiate between pride and humility, but it's a bit hard to differentiate between ego and self-respect.
Okay, what is the difference between ego and self-respect? Okay. So ego is the one to expect some respect on oneself And when that is not there, when somebody will get provoked. So that is the part of ego, right? But self-respect is one behave in such a way that he commands respect. But even if it is not there, by his knowledge and intelligence, he will not get disturbed by it. Right? So this ego is the one which gets flared up when the respect is not given or when it is not there, and we will go to any extent sometimes, right? But this self-respect, in a sense, one acts in a dignified way that he commands respect. We can understand in that way. But if one expects some respect for himself from others, then that is not equated to self-respect. So that demarcation we can make between self-respect and ego.
Okay.
Ego is harmful and self-respect is neutral.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Rajashri, Mataji, you have a question?
Prabhuji, I don't have any question, but I want to you were teaching about universal form, and that universal form was divided into 4 subtitles. And in one of the subtitles, I faced difficulty while hearing. So, can you repeat what was in Arjun's unique position? Like what taught in that Arjun unique position?
Okay, I will come to you. Arjuna's unique position is that he is in different role towards Krishna, and then Krishna is very dear to him. He gave the divine eyes for him to see, and then he requested the Lord to come back to his original form, and the Lord also come back. So that is the unique position of Arjuna, that he is very, very dear to Krishna. So we also can become very dear to Krishna by becoming an instrument in his hand. Nimitta matra bhavasavya sachi. So if we follow the footsteps of Arjuna, we can also become an instrument in the hands of Krishna. That's what we have to understand from that.
Okay, Prabhuji, thank you. Hare Krishna.
Okay, Hare Krishna. And there are some questions in chat box. Let me go one after another. Okay. Nirmala B. Mataji to everyone. Guruji, as you said yesterday, I have started my Japamala meditation. Was feeling good. Thank you. Thank you for your feedback.
Thank you, sir.
And Rish Dev. I'm Brahmin, and in our religion there are so many gods. We pray, we bring Ganapati every year, plus believe in Sai Baba too. Even we do fast of Shiv and other goddesses. Okay, we do believe in Krishna and keep fast on Janmashtami. But after hearing Gita for so many days, I have started thinking, what's right exactly? Is it good to go for one God or believe in all equally? Okay, I answer this. I will also answer because yours is in a slightly different angle. And one of the aspects I have to address here. Okay, the first point I want to address here is that the right thing is that to believe in one God, because that is what the Shastra says. It is not on because of I am saying or because someone else is saying. It is because Shastra is saying so, we believe in one God. But as I said earlier, if we are attached to worshipping the Devatas, no problem. You worship them with the idea that they are Devatas and there is one superior above them. Right? Say, for example, if you go to, say, for example, agricultural minister, okay? But he is a minister. You can know that he is a minister and you can approach him for that particular purpose, right? But if you approach him as if he is the prime minister, right, then that may not solve your purpose, right? And in another aspect, if you know the Prime Minister, will anyone like to go to the one in the lower rank and then ask for something? Okay, I know the Prime Minister, let me go to the Prime Minister. Right? You get everything done over there. So in the same way, if one knows Krishna, then one has no need to go to the other devatas, unless until if you are attached to them. And it is not that they will become unhappy on you. No. And generally they become happy. Because by becoming a devotee, you will not produce a big list that I want this, I want that, I want this, please give me that, please give me that, Dhanandi, this, that give. No, we will not give a big list. Right? We will pray for the satisfaction, we will serve for the satisfaction of the Lord, and our prayers will be for pleasing the Lord. So they also will like that, right? So that is one aspect, how we have to approach different personalities. But you have asked about one personality here, which is never mentioned in any of our scriptures as a devata. That is Sai Baba. I'm very sorry if some of you are ardent followers of Sai Baba. It is not mentioned in any of our shastras about Sai Baba, and he is not a devata or God. Many people are worshipping him as God. That is absolutely wrong. So that is why the Dwaraka Shankaramat Pidadipati, the in charge, he once released a video, and also he called for a debate with the head of the Sai Baba institution or whatever it is. So what I am saying is that we have to go by scriptures. There are so many upstarts. They come, even now there are so many people claiming themselves as God. They are not. They are not. They are not at all. So we cannot. So this is one problem. Is without understanding that supreme personality, if we start worshipping different devatas, sometimes we will degrade to this kind of things also. That anyone say that I am God, we will start worshipping them also. Right? So that is why we have to learn shastras. We have to hear from right authority and then understand it. So you understand that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, and there are devatas who are explained in the shastras. You can worship them, understanding that they are the different in charges of various departments in the universal government of the Supreme Lord, right? But there are certain personalities who claim themselves to be God. Or some of their representatives will say, oh, he is God himself. And they will also say, yes, yes. We have quite a few in Tamil Nadu. And I hope in all the other parts of India also there are someone like that. Sometimes back we heard a statistics that the statistics say that in India there are about 450 plus registered godmans who claim themselves God. Right? So we don't get into those things. Right? I know there was one person who was completely drunk, who sit, in a very, mum way. He will not open his mouth. And somebody said that he is a great guy, and then there are people who will go and wait in front of him and then sit like this, and then try to hear some instruction from him. They even start worshipping him. So we should not get into such things which are not prescribed in the shastras. We will be seeing worship in different modes in our 16th chapter. No, sorry, not in the 16th chapter. I think probably in the 17th chapter, if I'm right. So we will be coming to that point again. But just know for sure that Krishna is the Supreme Personality and all others are devatas, apart from the Vishnu Tattvas like Varaha, Kurma, Rama, Parasurama, like that. And there are people who claim themselves as God and they cannot be worshipped like that. Is that okay, Mr. Rishdev? Are you there? Okay, fine. Let me go into the next question. V.A. Jagannath Rao Ji. Daily I am doing Hare Krishna Mahamantra. I am feeling very happy. Thank you very much for your feedback, sir. Again, he is asking a question here. See Krishna in Shiv Ganesh. And Sai Baba and Goddesses is Vishnu. Oh, because everything is there in the Vishwarupa. In the Vishwarupa, there are also earth, water, fire, air, and ether. So you cannot go and worship the sand, right? That's why, when we start speculating on ourselves, then we will be going into all different sorts of things. So we have to be very, very careful in understanding the scriptures and applying it in our life. That's why we need a guide, right? So Shastras are saying whom to worship and how to worship, and we can follow that process. The 3 new messages. Oh yes. SAV. Guruji, you compared Krishna to the moon, but the moon only shows its one side, while the other is hidden and cannot be seen. So, is there something like that? We can only see his bright side, while the dark side is hidden away from us. See, again we are putting a speculation. How you can say that it is a dark side? So the moon is fully luminous. So the other side also is luminous, but we couldn't see from our perception. That is how we are generally seeing. That is why Shastra is required to explain the fullness of the Supreme Lord. So here the Supreme Lord is described as something completely amazing. So we have to understand that in that sense, the Lord is amazing, complete, and have full of sweetness. So many different things we have seen, which are explained in the Shastra. So we have to understand it in that way. Okay. SAV, is that okay? Thank you very much. You have responded yes. Okay. Is there any other question? Yes, Mr. Narayanan Sean. Yes, sir. You can ask your question, please.
Yeah, again, the same thing which you have told before also. Krishna has got all the forms, whether it is Shiva or any gods or demigods.
Okay.
And I understand that he is telling it is all his own forms. So still, do you think it is wrong when we take any one of that forms and worship on that? Won't we get that same effect as we pray to Lord Krishna?
Okay. Fantastic. This is right. Our mind will not agree that easily. I will explain you another aspect also.
Yeah.
Krishna is saying that these are my expanded forms. He is not saying these all forms are my own. So there is a difference between Vibhinamsa and the expansion of Krishna. So the Vishnu Tattva are the expansions. It is he himself in different forms according to the desire of different devotees. Like Varaha, Rama, Kurma, Matsaya, Parasurama, all these different forms of the Vishnu Tattva. But the jivas are in less quality than the Supreme Lord. we saw the Lord is Vibhu and the Jiva is Anu. Right? But the Vishnu Tattva is not like that. So this Anu is not meant for worshipping. We can worship this Anu in only one category, that they are very, very dear to the Lord and they are the greatest devotees. Then we worship them in respect because they are so much attached to the Supreme Lord, and by that way we also get that attachment. Right? So if they follow a particular parampara which is explained in Padma Purana, which we explained in the 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita class. So if one comes in any one of these parampara and then follow the scriptures, that is very important. Then we can follow that personality as our guru. In that sense, we can worship them. Right? Krishna never said that you can worship any form. Rather, Krishna is saying that worshipping a devata is of less intelligence. If you know me, why to go for worshipping a devata? Right? Although in the 3rd chapter, Krishna says that people in this world are I have created the devatas, and people can offer something to the devatas and get something in return. By that way, they both will be mutually happy. This is in the 3rd chapter. But when he progresses to the 7th chapter and the 9th chapter, Krishna says that this is a fruitive activity. So you worship the devata, get some result. So that is of less intelligence. Rather, you go to the little higher level where you worship Krishna, but in satisfying, in pleasing him as only with pure love. Right? We explained about also love means what, lust means what. Right? In the 3rd chapter, end of the 3rd chapter, we explained that. So it is not that Krishna is saying that any form you worship. It is not at all there in Bhagavad Gita. But some people mistrued and construed some meaning out of something like that. If you go to the original Sanskrit text, it will not be like that. That's good you asked your question. That is, I appreciate it very much. Because without asking question, we cannot get clarified. Really wonderful.
Yeah.
Is that
But
okay?
then he's saying,
Hmm.
the desire of the devotees. You can worship in according to the desire of devotees. Like you said now, no? In one place, in one chapter, he's telling.
Takes various forms for that.
Yeah.
Right? It is not a God desire that I want to be like a Sai Baba person and he manifests the system. No.
Okay.
So these forms of the Lord are explained in the Shastras.
Oh.
Don't manifest something apart from that.
Okay.
That is where we make a mistake.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, correct.
That's
That only confuses.
Yeah, it's a very good question. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. I hope Mr. Narayan shown you are chanting this Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Is he gone? Is he there?
After starting this Bhagavad Gita, I mean the Gita class.
Very good, very good. Thank you for your feedback. And there are some question here still coming. Krishna, how to register for class to get study notes? Oh, we have it. Someone is getting. I will type a number. You can send an SMS to that number. Just hold on. If some of you haven't registered, if you're not getting the notes in your WhatsApp group, you can type this number. Just hold on. So the number I am typing 73584231000. Okay, you do a WhatsApp to this number, and then you request to register yourself in Learn Gita Easy English group. So they will join you in that group, and then you can get all the notes every day. This is one of our administrators, so he will make you join in that group. Okay. So thank you very much for joining in this session where we saw a wonderful form of Krishna. And then tomorrow we will be learning a very, very important lesson where a decisive question will be asked by Arjuna, and Krishna answers that question. So,
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
please,
Jai Shri Krishna.
tomorrow, thank you for joining today. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Guruji. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna, sir.
Krishna. Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Okay. So with all your permission, I will end